Hi guys, good evening. Thank you for joining the session. And it's another Saturday. It's not that great a Saturday in Selangor where I live because we are having water interruptions again. But thankfully I heard that it has been fixed. However, they are flushing out the water not right now, and hopefully the water will be restored sometime tomorrow. So we are in a little bit of a challenging time, but it's good to know that the problem has been solved and we will be getting water back tomorrow. And the topic that I have for today is called the self-fulfilling prophecy. This is a topic that is very dear to me because when I was about 10 years old, I think, at that time I didn't really have any exposure to this self-help and things like that. And one day I think there's an interference. I'm not sure what happened, why my video is a bit weird. Maybe I clicked on something accidentally. So anyway, can't help that. I'll figure it out later. So anyway, I came across this poem and I found out that as an adult I found out that it's written by a poet called Walter D. Wintle. He lived in the late 19th and 20th century, and the poem is called Thinking, and it goes like this: if you think you are beaten, you are. If you think you dare not, you don't. If you like to win but you think you can't, it's already a cinch that you won't. If you think you lose, you are lost. For out of the world we find success begins with a fellow's will, and it's all in the state of mind. If you think you are outclassed, you are. You've got to think high to rise. You've got to be sure of yourself before you can ever win a prize. Life's battles don't always go to the stronger or faster man, but sooner or later, the man who wins is the man who thinks he can. And it left an impression on me, even when I was 10 years old. It left a big impression on me, since it was all like printed out, because I think it was like in a magazine and then it was printed out. I kind of believed it to be true, and I used to wonder a lot about it. Hi Wei Ling, nice to see you. Hi Darshana. So I used to wonder about this, and when 10 years old you're trying to process this, like, that is all I have to do. I have to think that I can, and I will be able to do it. And later you actually see this same message being reflected in a lot of ways. So Henry Ford said, if you think you can or you can't, you are right. And even before him, apparently Confucius stated the same message. He said, the man who says he can and the man who says he cannot, they are both right. There's a very deep meaning here, and a lot of our self-help books are based on this. If you think about it, even the law of attraction is actually based on this. It's about getting us to think that we can, and eventually something will happen and we will be able to work on it. So let's just look at this for a while. What is behind this? That the fact that we believe in ourselves, we think that we can, is so important that it makes things happen. So when we look at this, right, if let's say I really believe in something and I think that I will be able to achieve it, if you really think about it, it will sort of like change my psychology, and that will kind of go into everything else that I do. If I really believe in something, the way I behave, the way I talk, the way I think about myself, the way I perceive people to react back to me, all will change. Wouldn't you agree? An example would be, if I go to a party and I already think that I am a social, I'm awkward socially, and people don't really think much about me and things like that. So when I go there, when I walk into the party, I already have this feeling, and I'm going to be very awkward when I go in there, right? I will be like, I'll be hesitant. I will be, anytime people look at me, I'll be looking at them back funny because I'm feeling like, what are they judging? Are they judging my clothes? Are they judging my hair? And when people feel this, people will automatically start judging me. And then when I perceive this back, now this is going to reinforce back into me that, yes, see, people are reacting like that. So it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. On the other hand, if I'm feeling very confident and everything, and I walk into the party feeling very confident, feeling like I'm wearing a very nice dress and my hair and makeup is well done and everything is good, and in a way I'll be expecting people to also appreciate me in my form. And when people do look at me, and it could have been the same way like earlier, but when they look at me now, my expectation is they're admiring my clothes or they're admiring my hair. And I'll automatically feel like what I thought earlier was reinforced, and my confidence will grow even more. And this happens everywhere. It happens at work. It happens when we are doing public speaking. Like when we do public speaking, I train public speakers, and this is one of the things that I tell them. When we are feeling awkward and we do public speaking, we are going to be focused on people who are giving negative feedback. No matter what we do, right, there are going to be people who give us positive feedback. There are going to be people who give us negative feedback, because our style would not suit everybody. But if my own perception of myself is that I'm not good, I am going to be looking for evidence of that reinforces my belief. I'm going to look, I think I'm bad. Who else is thinking that I'm bad? And I will be picking this up. Instead of, there could be other people who are also giving me positive feedback, but I will miss it because I am looking to reinforce my own belief. Yes, Wei-Ling, positivity is amazing, and this is something that we don't utilize enough of. Yeah, this is something that is available for us for free, and we just don't utilize enough of. What we think about ourselves is 100% within our control, and if nothing else, we should utilize this 100%. So this becomes like a self-fulfilling prophecy. So even at work, if I think that my boss doesn't like me, every time I see my boss, I'm going to behave in a way that I feel like my boss is judging me. And then my boss is going to feel that, and my boss is going to act in a specific way, and it's going to become a self-fulfilling prophecy as well. So this is something we all have to be very conscious of. We can use it to our advantage by specifically choosing the belief that we want to exercise and the attitude, because the belief will be followed by the attitude. A lot of people say fake it till you make it. Hi Morgana, nice to see you. Happy weekend to you too. A lot of people talk about fake it till you make it. It's actually very good advice. Sometimes we just have to fake it until we make it. We believe in it so much, we exude that, and our entire behavior. The other thing is, this will actually motivate us to behave in the correct way. If I want to achieve something and I set that expectation up for me and I expect a certain results, my behavior will also be, it will change to reflect that. And when my behavior change to reflect that, people will respond to me in a different way. And then when I see people responding, as human beings, we are very dependent on other people's feedback of us. So when I see people giving me feedback differently, in a more expected way, in the way that I expected, as I set my new expectation, then I will be more motivated, because now I know that it's working, things are working out. So this is basically like how law of attraction works. If I believe that I'm going to be wealthy, I will behave in a way that wealthy people behave. And when I behave in that way, there'll be subtle changes in the way I do things, and people will respond back to me also in a similar fashion. And then that will reinforce my belief that I'm on the right track, and I will continue more like that. Now the other place where we see this working a lot is placebo effect. If you all have seen placebo effect, This is like, when people take medicine or something that they think works, and even when it's not the real medicine, they will actually benefit the same benefits as the actual medicine. This happens a lot in medicine. In fact, uh, from what I understand, all new medicine, as part of their last research, they actually have to go through placebo effect. And you know what? Most of the times, medicine or any drugs do not get certified or accepted by the necessary, like FDA or those bodies that govern these things, is because they fail the placebo test. That means they can't beat the results that placebo brings. Means if I've got like a medicine like let's say Panadol, and then they have got a placebo, now my Panadol must beat the placebo. And a lot of times placebo is so strong, can you imagine that? Placebo is so strong that medicines cannot get certified because they can't beat the placebo effect. That is how strong placebo effect is. So that's how strong our mind is, basically. And if we can use this to achieve what we want, imagine how powerful it is. And this also happens in organizations. I used to do project management, and every time we do a project, one of the most important things that we do is this is a term we use, get buy-in from the senior management or get buy-in from the board. And the reason is also because of this. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. If the management don't believe in it, they're going to behave in a very funny way, in a way that does not support the project, and the rest of the organization are not going to also buy into it. They are going to doubt it, and the project will be doomed for failure. But if we have the senior management's buy-in, then their behavior will be different. They'll be very supportive, they'll talk well about it, and then when people hear that, they will also believe in it, and they will also be expecting good results, and the whole thing will just cascade down to the project, and finally the project will end up as an amazing success. And in projects, we always say that senior management buy-in is one of the most essential things. So coming back to our individual self, if that can be so powerful, we have to buy in into whatever dreams that we have, and we have to buy in into our ability to achieve these dreams. And then everything else will just follow through from that, and we will have a behavior shift, we'll have a mind shift, and and we will be able to get closer and closer to our goals. And that's it so far from me today. Thank you so much, guys, for joining, and have a great weekend. Bye.